And I like to sell only things where I'm really convinced 100% about. If I really love a car a lot, I would be talking about it and explaining about it.
So in the art of selling, and I studied all of this stuff because we were like, what's the psychology of the customer and how do we do more?
I don't know, something like this, I don't think you can just easily learn it. Like the sales skills and everything is, for me, like singing. Your parents will believe only that you will be successful when you are really...
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Uncommon Force. This is a space where bold thinkers and quiet disruptors redefine success. Today's story is about transformation, from humble beginnings to high stakes in the world of luxury, influence and elite clientele. Today we are humbled and honored to have my brother Kareem Hadad, the man behind Kareem Luxury, a personal brand that's built on relationships, reputation and relentless ambition. From selling cars to high net worth individuals to becoming a trusted name amongst a different world. MashaAllah. Here we're going to talk not about wealth, but about legacy. We're going to talk about trust, not transactions, and value over vanity. Relationships over revenue. I'm your host, and we're going to dive straight in. I'm blessed to be here in the UAE, my brother. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for honoring us with your time.
Thank you for inviting me.
Very excited. So let's start at the start. Tell me about yourself in terms of like growing up, Lebanon, life as a child, and kind of what defined you to make some decisions, even about moving and leaving your home country.
Oh my God, this is a very big question, by the way. No? Okay, so, passion about cars since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And started buying car magazines at the age of 4. And it was almost on a daily basis until the age of 18, 19, when I left Lebanon and went to Germany to study. And definitely at that time I had huge amount of magazines that I know, let's say, by heart.
Yeah.
Because I was always buying from each magazine two.
Yeah.
One to keep like brand new, and the other one to read again and again, and then at the end cutting the pictures and hanging on the wall.
Right.
So the passion was to the max.
Wow. Do you know what even did that? Because when we're kids, we do love cars. And my sons, they love toy cars. But to go and buy the magazines, that's a commitment. And to keep one new and one, that's real commitment, yeah? From a young age. Is it because you had like car in the family, you had nice cars around, or you saw them, or you just loved cars in general?
We didn't have really nice cars in the family, by the way, but maybe the surrounding. Every time, maybe when I was going around the city or getting driven to school, and I was seeing some really nice cars parking around, and passion. I told you, like, and this passion was not like kind of small or normal. No, it was really a big passion, and I'm still having it. Like, and I think I'm not the only one having it. Like, let's say 90% of male, they have kind of passion for cars, football, whatever. My passion for cars was extreme.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there is also a lot of guys with extreme passion for cars, and everyone has their own path.
Yeah. Germany probably even helped that passion. When I've driven in Germany, like the Autobahn, and I've never done the Nürburgring, right? I've never done it until now. But every time I've driven, it's through Europe and the roads, and then unleashing a V10 or whatever it is on the Autobahn is just a thrill, right? I've always loved cars myself, and it was my dream to own cars. So one of my friends, his name is Afzal Khan, Project Khan, who you probably know, and lovely guy. And when I was a child, he was the first guy from Pakistani guy who was making alloy wheels bigger. So he was doing 20s, 18s. And I had the posters on my wall of his cars, the Bentley that he had with the really cool 21s, low profile tires. And I was like, one day I'm going to buy this car. And I remember the first time I bought an ML, Mercedes, the ML came out. And I bought one and I put 21 or 22 inch Khan wheels, and I thought I was the king of the world, And the thing is, there's an experience you get with cars that is...
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Sorry to interrupt. I hope you're enjoying this episode of The Uncommon Force. This episode is sponsored by Car Plug Club. My name's Akil, and I've been buying and selling used cars in the UK for the last 17 years. And what we do here at the Car Plug Club, we help you make money from buying and selling used cars. We help people start off with just selling one car, and we also help people scale their business to dealership level. But rather than going into everything right now, while you're watching this beautiful episode, click the link in the bio if you'd like to connect, and I'll see you on the other side. Now back to the podcast.
pretty amazing. And like you said, 90% of the guys, they live these passions or they like them, but rarely do they get to sit in the car. And one of the things I noticed when I was looking at your socials back in the day, like maybe 2 years ago before we first met, I noticed you went in the camera a lot because the people watching your journey, they wanted to see what you were seeing, right? And you were able to share that experience. So what triggered you to do things like this? Because that's quite a unique thing as well. For me, that's a Kareem thing. That POV kind of view is special to you. So what made you do that in your story on your social media?
Okay, so I'm not only, let's say, having passion for cars, I have passion also for sales. And I like to sell only things where I'm really convinced 100% about. Yeah. And I'm always transparent. And I like to show people what I am seeing. For example, even when I was working in sales for cars, I would never try to sell a car where I'm not convinced about. And if I really love a car a lot, I would be talking about it and explaining about the unique selling points so that the client will get what I'm telling them. Yeah. So the thing is, in social media, especially when I started, when I wasn't even speaking in front of the camera, not even behind the camera, because for some reason we have thousands of languages, you know this, right? Yeah. And I can speak only maybe 3 or 4 of them. So it doesn't matter how many languages you can speak, you cannot get all of these. But one thing is sure, body language and like, let's say silence, but showing the unique selling points without talking will be more effective when it comes to sales over social media, because we will be targeting bigger amount of people. Yeah. And that's what I was doing for 8 years exactly, until I started adding an additional product in front of the camera, speaking behind or in front of the camera a bit. But not talking a lot actually, because I was focusing more on the car and the price. Now, filming the car and showing only unique selling points, I focus also a lot on POV, point of view. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you buy a car and you love this car and you will be driving this car, most of the time you are behind the steering wheel. Yeah. You don't really care a lot about how the car looks from outside. Yeah. Only if you are really just looking for attention. Yeah. Okay, and sorry, from outside you can go on Google or whatever and write anything and you will have an idea how the car looks like. Yeah. But from inside, behind the steering wheel, this is where the whole story is. Yeah. So if I can, as a salesman, show you what is expecting you before you go to the showroom and giving you an idea, yeah, 2 things will happen. Either you will like what you are seeing or not. If you like what you are seeing, you will go to the showroom, you will sit in the car, you will do a test drive. If you like everything, you will be closing the deal. Yeah. But if you don't like what you are seeing from social media before going to the showroom, I saved your time. And I saved the time of the salesman, yeah, saved the time of the showroom itself. Yeah. So in both cases, it's beneficial.
For sure. Really interesting. The point about language, there's studies from great psychologists from the 60s and 70s that talk about when you're communicating, the percentage from 100%, if you look at a pie chart, over 70% of persuasion is through body language. And 25% is how you deliver what you deliver. And about 5% is what you say. So in the art of selling, I remember writing, I used to write sales manuals for Marks and Spencer's in England 15 years ago. And I studied all of this stuff because we were like, how do we sell now? We have clothing at this item. So we'll do a beautiful suit for £250, but now we want to do Savile Row inspired £700 suits. So they were like, what's the psychology of the customer and how do we do more? So we did a big study on this, but you've actually learned it from, I'm guessing, your personal experience as well of like, the eyes of the customer.
I didn't study it. Right? It's hands-on. Either you have it a bit and then you develop it with the time, or you don't have it and, I don't know, something like this. I don't think you can just easily learn it. Like the sales skills and everything is, for me, like singing. Yeah. I mean, you can go learn singing and everything, but if you don't have a really nice voice, it will not take you anywhere. And even if you have a nice voice, but you don't develop it and you don't go through it, you will not be a singer. You'll be just someone who has a nice voice. Same, I think, for sales skills. I'm not pretending, I'm the best in sales. No, I'm just someone with maybe, hopefully, a bit of the skill that I used it, and I'm happy, alhamdulillah,
alhamdulillah, from my perspective, the strongest characteristic I've seen from sitting with you, and the first time we sat together in the hotel and we spoke, I just left and I was thinking, like with Thierry Henry when I met him, right? I mentioned to you earlier, it's like humble, down to earth. I was like, I left. I'm like, I'm his friend. You made me feel I'm your friend, and we had a genuine conversation. Wallahi, and it doesn't happen every day in Dubai like this. I meet a lot of people here, but I walk away thinking that's a business transaction. That's someone that we'll probably sell something to, and we'll say hello and bye. But with you, it felt a genuine, and I think that's your skill. Is actually you are authentic in what you're doing, and you believe in it. We spoke about a few projects together, and I remember you said I have to evaluate this first before I agree. I have to understand that first before I agree, which means that you've got a standard, which means that your repeat customers know you have that standard. They know if I go to Kareem, he's going to do the check for me. He's going to make sure this is good and that and this. It's amazing. I want to rewind a bit though, because going from Lebanon to Germany, you know, I have a lot of friends in Pakistan, where I'm from, in the Middle East, from Syria, from Lebanon. Not everybody can even go abroad to study. So how were you able to facilitate this? Is this like something that was a family backing, or like how do you? Because it's a big move going to Europe, right?
Definitely, family backed me really good up. So the thing is, first of all, other than like having enough money in the bank account to be able to survive, and having the signature of the parents that are gonna send some specific amount for me to study. Other than this, you have also to study German in Lebanon, have like the first level, second level, and third level.
Yeah.
I'm happy, alhamdulillah, that because I love the language a lot, so I did well, and so I was able to go early to Germany to study, and definitely my parents were supporting me all the time.
And what kind of role did they play in your life when you're talking about having cars? Would your father get annoyed and say, Kareem, study, why you keep obsessing on cars? Or was he backing your passion? Like, how did that work, the dynamic with your dad?
Don't forget, parents are protective.
Yeah.
Your parents will believe only that you will be successful when you are really studying, and this is how you can get a diploma and everything. But wasting your time, let's say, following just a passion or hobby, will not take you anywhere, as per them, which is 99% true, by the way. Imagine if your parents will just see you playing football all the time instead of studying. Definitely you aren't gonna be successful in school. But if you are kind of balancing between playing football and studying, then yes. Me, I was doing like, I was buying a lot of car magazines, studying more actually the car magazines than my homeworks, plus playing a lot of football. So I was like kind of balancing. I'm not saying I was the best in school, or I don't know, and I didn't really care about it because, especially, let's say in math and physics and things like this, I was good. I was maybe really good, but I didn't really care a lot about geography and history and I don't know what. So and biology, for example, I didn't care about, because I knew for a fact that I'm not gonna need them in my life as much as I will be needing math and physics and everything else.
And you did engineering, is that right?
Yeah. I'm not saying, by the way, that don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that geography and history is not important. You see how important it is when some people are asking random questions on the streets, and you see the answers, and you will be like, "Oh my God!" No, they are important. Don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. So studying definitely is important, and
It's when we're building foundation, a lot of people that contact us in our consultancy are 18, 19, 21 years old. I'm living in London. I've seen this guy on social media. He's doing this cool stuff. I want to move there. I want to pack my bags. And I'm like, I tell them on the call, slow down. It takes time, effort, build a foundation, understand your plan, make a plan. And then, of course, the UAE for us is a home for friendship, for business, for networking. And it's a really amazing place. And I think I got introduced to you initially because my friend Imad, he was making custom motorbikes for Jules and custom jet skis, Biker's Cave. And then we were talking, and then he said, you need to meet this guy called Jules. He makes really nice clothing. He's a cool guy. And I went to his shop, and alhamdulillah, is such a warm welcome. And then I think you did a video. That's what happened. And it went like crazy viral. Like I'm talking like 40 million views or something. It was so quick. Halal Porsche video, the first one. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, you know, we've got, because I always tell my kids, subhanallah, like say the dua, you know, it's everywhere. And, you know, you made it fun, but there was a good lesson in it as well. So that's when I think I reached to you. I said, hey, how you doing? And we started talking. So that's the power of someone that doesn't even go on social media, someone that doesn't even look on. I don't log into my own things, right? But I was still able to find that video because it did that well, alhamdulillah. So it's fantastic. I'll talk more about that shortly. So, education's important, but the cars is a passion. But then you decided to go into car sales while you were in Germany, or did you move to the UAE? I'm trying to understand which point it became a business.
In Germany, I've done everything possible in order to support also my parents, because one thing happened after they sent me there. After 3 months, I think, euro, by the way, when I went there, August 2002, as I remember, 1 euro was equal $0.8. So
Right. Yeah.
dollar was stronger than euro. And I think after 3-4 months, 1 euro was $1.37.
Wow, okay.
So I can imagine the amount of money that my parents were sending to me.
Yeah.
It was suddenly almost half.
Yeah.
So I had to work. Yeah, I didn't have any other choice.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I didn't want to disappoint my parents. So I had also to balance between them. So I did many things, and mainly auctions. I was going to auctions, buying from auctions and selling to traders.
Yeah.
This is how I was like kind of making this like balancing between studying and working at the same time. And sure, I went into car business as well, watch business, jewelry, everything possible. Because in auctions, everything is in front of you. Yeah. And I spent in total 9 years in Germany, 9.5 exactly. And when I left 2012 and I came here May 2013, I didn't want to open something by myself. Yeah. And because I knew only 3 people in whole UAE. They were my friends from school time, and no one of them was related to car business. And by the way, that was a decision made because they are here. That's why I came. If they were not here, maybe I wouldn't have come.
Yeah.
So, and when I came here, I thought to myself, I'm not going to open business. I'm going to work corporate until I will build kind of a network of, let's say, people first, not talking even about net worth, and then, high net worth, and then we will decide.
Yeah.
But it happened to be that I was working in Jaguar Land Rover in Abu Dhabi, and I was doing extra like kind of double shift in order to meet more people and bring more sales and make some good numbers, and automatically your contacts and database will grow.
Yeah.
So Jaguar Land Rover at the beginning, and then Bentley, McLaren, and then Roger Dubuis watches, and then here I am.
Yeah. So I think you had a quite an early insight into where you were going. It feels like you knew by going into JLR or going into these brands and working for them, experience, discipline, different things that they'll teach you in their business standards that you can then put into your life. But B, you're going to get to meet the right people. Not everyone thinks of this. I did a job interview yesterday of a guy, and he's sitting in Islamabad. He's a sales guy, really nice guy. We got talking, and I was like, so tell me what you do now. And his job is just to give private charters. So it starts from $500,000, sometimes 400K. But he's sitting there, and he's closing deals every other day. So he's like, the way I speak to my clientele, he couldn't tell me any of the names, very high net worth individuals from New York to Cali to London, and they want to fly to Abu Dhabi for the Formula One, or they want to go to Monaco for a weekend. He does all of the charters. And I wanted to understand the psychology between him and his clients and how he's built rapport. And it was really interesting. It turned into a full conversation. I was like, I need him on a podcast, because the way he's so, again, it's the word authentic. When he explains, he's like, look, you could get this Gulfstream, but this is going to have 2 seats less, but it'll save you $12,000. But the guy's a millionaire. He's like, no, I want the bigger one.
So he decided to go for the G700.
That's right. Yeah.
Instead of the G800 or G650.
Exactly. He suggested the 700, and then the customer still went for the more expensive one. But he's like, he liked that I tried to save him money. And he said to him, he's with his name, Hamad, don't save me money. I come to you to spend money. But again, give me advice. So it's the relationship. I want to talk about the relationships as well now. So, in life, we have an idea, we can bring it to life. If we have the right people surround us, it will help be successful, And so, what's the secret for anyone listening out there that wants to build a network? That's, they've done their degree, they're in a job, they know they want to do more in life, and they just want that a bit of advice on how do I start by building a network? I don't know. That guy Kareem that had 3 friends, going from there to there, like, what was the secret behind what you've built over 10 years or even more than after that?
It's not really that hard. The thing is, treat everyone respectfully. And in my opinion, also, when you are in luxury business, The luxury business treat everyone in a VIP way, the way how you would love to be treated. And think about it. Doesn't matter who they are. Okay, it can be the driver entering, coming to you. It can be a kid. It can be someone where you think they don't have enough money to buy your product. If you treat everyone the VIP treatment that you wish for yourself, you are always winning. You are not gonna lose anything.
Yeah.
The thing is, if this person is VIP and is undercover, they will respect you more, and they will know that you didn't just treat them in a nice way because you saw a nice car outside or nice watch on their wrist, on the way how they are wearing. Even if you will treat the driver as VIP, who are all human beings at the end of the day, and this driver will go and tell his boss, "Oh, listen, this gentleman treated me so well. Well, trust me, the boss will end up buying from you because you treated also his driver, which is maybe his best friend in this case, because he's seeing him all the time."
Close companion.
Yeah. So this is one. Second, always be transparent. Don't hide anything. Don't try even to use some lies or I don't know what in order to close a deal. People will notice it. People are not stupid. Okay, it doesn't matter what a good actor you are, you will end up being exposed when you lie, and you will not be looking good. So just always say the truth. Never hide something in order to close a sale.
Yeah.
And don't forget, when you lie, you have to remember the lie again and again.
Yeah.
But if you tell always the truth, you don't need to remember anything, because you will always see it. So these kind of small secrets in this case. And there is many things related to follow up properly, and many things related to treat the client as a potential friend for long term. Not just like, oh, this is a client, okay, I close the deal, bye-bye, that's it. No. The client will be happy when you will call them on the next day, for example, asking how they are and what do they think about it, if they've faced any issue, if you can assist with it.
Yeah.
And they will be even more happy when you will call after 2 weeks also, maybe asking about or send a message or something.
Yeah.
And maybe you remember a birthday, you send a message, happy birthday. You don't want anything from this client, by the way. You are just telling them, I like you, I respect you, you are my friend, hopefully.
Yeah.
And this is how usually you can, get to have a bigger network with the time.
You know, this thing you said is very underutilized, or a lot of people, I go to a social event with 2 friends. A year later, I'm still talking to 3 or 4 people from that dinner, but my guys never contacted them after the dinner. And then when they meet me, they're cuddling me, oh, Haris, nice to see you. And then Junaid Osama sometimes will say, how do you know him like you're so close? I said, yeah, but since that dinner, every 3 months, I just check in. Just how are you? And it's genuine. I want to know how are you, and I want to tell you how I am, and you never know where the crossover is. Like now, one of my businesses is cybersecurity. Maybe you know someone in cybersecurity, maybe you won't. It doesn't matter. There might come a time where you're sitting with someone and they'll say, we got hacked the other day. And you'll say, oh, Hadis is a company called... and something can happen with the business. So with the network, it's genuine. And also, I think you should go into meetings not expecting anything as well. Like if I do this, you met one of my people somewhere. We were at an event recently and you met Osama. And when we got in the car, he said, man, that guy Kareem's so cool. And I was like, yeah, he is. And he followed me back on Instagram. I'm like, you got like, mashallah, near 1 million followers, but you still will do that, or you'll interact with posts, which is actually, people, I notice it, by the way. If I've put, and I'm very active, if I put a story out and I see Kareem like that story, it makes me feel nice. So these are really important things that people watching don't understand, that it takes effort, it takes time and dedication to build real relationships. Someone's entrusting you. I remember when I sold my first expensive car, it was, Mercedes CLS 63, beautiful, 2016, and it was like 90,000 pounds. But the guy didn't even really look at the car. He just knew me, and he's like, does it have a black interior? It has white. He came, he saw it, he's like, done. And I was like, you're not going to drive it? He said, no, you told me it's good. I said, yeah, it's good. He bought it, and then I carried on. I did the Taycan Turbo S, and it was my hobby. I just did it for hobbies. But those cars, I remember how trusting people were to me, and it really, you're doing that on a different scale because this is your profession. It's not my profession in cars. I just admire from watching what you do, alhamdulillah. And that's why I was so cute. I wanted to bring you on, because there's certain things that you do that are uncommon, and that's why it's called the uncommon force. What are the energies I bring into the world that other people aren't bringing that makes me who I am? Does that make sense?
Yeah, the thing is, Harris, there is one thing I would tell you. A lot of things what I am doing at the moment or I used to do, these are actually the normal things, the standard things to be done.
Yeah.
If you are not doing it, sorry, you are losing a lot, okay? And because not many people are doing it, suddenly it became like kind of heroic act or I don't know what.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And coming back to, let's say, your friend, he was happy, let's say, that I followed back. Automatically, I'm going to follow back.
Yeah.
Out of respect. This is someone that I sat with them and they showed me, okay, they followed, I will follow them back. I'm not better than them. I'm not better than anyone. Yeah. And the account, don't forget, the account is not here where it's supposed to be without follows from people and the engagement and everything, right?
Absolutely.
And it doesn't make anyone better than the other by the amount of followers, or I don't know. If you open today an Instagram account and you have 3 followers, just you, and I mean, someone from the family is following you, does it mean that if someone with like millions of followers is better than you? No one is better than anyone. Just like these people are following them for a reason.
I didn't have Instagram. When I met you first, I didn't have it. I set it up a few months ago.
Yeah, so if you tell me salam alaikum, I will tell you alaikum salam. This is the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, definitely, if I will see someone that I am following that are, like posting things which are not good to see, or I don't, definitely I'm gonna unfollow. I will not care.
Yeah.
But and yeah, I don't know. If I will see someone just unfollowed me, let's say unfollow me, okay, I will unfollow. But what will happen? Yeah. It's not the word. Really think a lot about it at that time, because for some reason, alhamdulillah, I was selling good product.
Yeah.
So, and I was in Abu Dhabi. The used department was new to Abu Dhabi. Used department for Jaguar Land Rover was new because they didn't have specified used department there, because people in Abu Dhabi usually they like to buy new cars.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, the new Range Rover Vogue at that time, which was called L405 or even the L494, the Range Rover Sport, they were not available. So what I was selling was the older shape or some of the new shape with very low mileage. Maybe they changed the engine, they did something, or someone just came to the company and they wanted to sell it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I was always, alhamdulillah, closing good and always...
You were doing the extra hours. You said you were doing overtime like crazy at some point.
I know. I was like doing always, alhamdulillah, always over the target.
Yeah.
And yeah, some good numbers.
Yeah.
And definitely, if you'll do extra hours, like double shift even, sure you are going to close more.
Yeah.
And because I built kind of a nice pipeline of people, forget about pipeline of cars, pipeline of people really wanting to buy the new Range Rover at that time, and they were ready. I made everyone ready to come anytime with like 50,000 dirham deposit. Anytime I will call them. I had like, I think a bit over 100 of people ready.
Wow.
So when this ship came, okay, I started messaging. I couldn't even call. I messaged them and I told them, listen, the next 10 to 20 minutes, it's better to be in the showroom with the 50,000 dirham deposit, cash, or I don't know, like you can pay by card, whatever, but just be as fast as possible because you don't want to miss it.
So for context now, for anyone listening, this ship was going somewhere else and it got redirected?
It's not like about it was going somewhere else. It was actually coming to the UAE,
Right.
as I remember. But the thing is, it was about to sink and they saved many containers.
Right.
And these cars were, yeah, the saved ones.
Right.
And sure, I told people transparency, okay? I told them what happened.
Yeah.
And that's why even some cars came maybe with some small scratch because they moved maybe a little bit inside the container, or I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, full price. Yeah.
So you start messaging all these people. Literally, you've kept them. Okay, one important question. You have colleagues. So if you had 100, what about the colleagues that they have like?
I didn't sell 100 car. No, I had 100 people ready, over 100 people ready to pay.
Yeah.
I couldn't sell to all of them. I sold what was available.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was the only one available in the used car department.
Wow.
Because my colleague was outside the country, or I don't know. And the rest were from the new department. They were not able to sell these cars.
Right.
And by the way, they were with warranty and everything. So
Yeah,
everything was good.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's where you've built such an excitement with the clients. You've retained them. You've kept them up to date. That's why they're ready. Otherwise, if you'd have just not done that management of people, it wouldn't have been ready. Yeah. And so you've gone on from that to, I remember your name was, you were known as Kareem Bentley. And one of my...
At the time of Jaguar Land Rover, I didn't have Instagram.
Okay.
For somebody that didn't want me to open an Instagram account there.
Yeah.
I opened it in Bentley.
So, like I said, with Afzal Khan from 1990, maybe 2000 or so, I had the picture of the Continental on my wall. I always loved that specific one, the W12. There's something about it it's calm and sophisticated, yet it's fierce when you want it to be fierce. One of my friends, he reviews cars in London. His name is Rory Reid. He was on Top Gear for a while. He was on Fifth Gear, and now he runs the Auto Trader channel. He's got millions of followers on Auto Trader, and he reviews cars. And even he said to me, "There's something about the Bentley." Yeah. So now you've got the trust that you build with people. You know the product, and you love the products. You sell it with passion. Going from JLR, and they're great, don't get me wrong, Range Rovers. I have a Jag now as well. I never owned a Jag all my life. So recently I was in Dubai. I saw an XF online, and I was like, a V8. I was like, go on, I'll buy it. So I got one now. But Bentley's Bentley. So how did that go from going from that to what I believe is a much more premium brand? I mean, I'm a huge fan of Bentley myself.
Don't forget that when you are selling Range Rover, for example, and especially the autobiography black, or I don't know what, you are already by the level of Bentley at that time.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, when I moved to Bentley, okay, definitely the cheapest car is more expensive than the cheapest car of Jaguar Land Rover, right? Yeah. So it's different category of clients. Even though a lot of high-end clients were really buying the Range Rover because at that time, in my opinion, it was the best SUV available in the market.
Yeah.
Until the Cullinan came up as luxury SUV.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was really the best available in the market, and I still love it, by the way. I don't care what some people will tell you about some mechanical issues, and I don't know what, I love it. Yeah. Anyway, so Bentley is a different level and different history. I know it was bought by Tata, and I don't know, Bentley is Bentley, and Rolls-Royce or Rolls-Royce at the end of the day. And I had love for Bentley since I was a kid, because it was the Rolls-Royce for young people.
Yeah.
It was more, more young, more sporty, more aggressive. Rolls-Royce was more elegant, let's say, and for older generation. Definitely a kid will be more in love with Bentley, not Rolls-Royce. Sure, I loved Rolls-Royce, but I preferred Bentley more.
Yeah.
And especially the quality at that time and the finishing, high-end. Now, since Volkswagen bought a Bentley 98 and BMW bought Rolls-Royce in also 98, you can see a difference on the quality, especially by the cheaper models. For example, Bentley Mulsanne stayed Bentley Mulsanne, the best quality ever that you can get from Bentley. And Rolls-Royce Phantom also, the best what you can get. But when it comes to entry level, they start using a lot of other components and I don't know what. Then you will see, okay, they have at the end of the day to save some money to make also profit for the investors.
Yeah.
You cannot expect, like, after they bought like Bentley in 98, that they are gonna keep giving you exactly what you used to get back then. Don't forget also the old engines from Bentley, they were not always reliable. So now you are getting an engine which is used by Audi, Lamborghini, and many other companies. And this engine has been tested so much and it's much more reliable. Yeah. And a lot of other components and electronics, and the infotainment was much better. The isolation maybe inside the car was better. And you are getting a lot of a car for this value. Yeah. So Bentley Continental GT, definitely 2018 onwards, I'm in love with it till now. And it's based on the Porsche Panamera. Yeah. I love this car. And sure, Mulsanne is, in my opinion, the best Bentley ever made, quality-wise. And the best-looking Bentley was the Bentley Brooklands, the Coupe and the Azure, Bentley Azure. Brooklands, I think they did 550, if I'm not mistaken, 550 only. And Azure, what a beauty. And Rolls-Royce, talking about Rolls-Royce, you have, let's say, Phantom, the pinnacle of Rolls-Royce. You cannot compare it to, let's say, the finishing of the first Ghost. Yeah. First Ghost, was based on the BMW 7 Series. Cannot expect to see the same finishing in the Ghost as in the one in the Phantom.
Yeah.
Phantom is the pinnacle.
Yeah, I love the passion. I could listen to you for hours, by the way, like because you're talking from seeing them, driving them, being in them, living in them, literally. So it's hands-on experience. What motivates you now? I was just looking before we met today because mashallah, you've built this huge following of people that are admiring and loving and watching. But I've got like 48 million views on a halal Porsche, 39 million views, 17 million views. It was like that G-Wagon, maybe the Mansory one,
I just
right?
put these three because they are like kind of different, and I like to see them pinned.
Yeah.
To show you that there is, let's say, in this case, the halal Porsche, which is one of my favorite videos. Maybe it is actually the favorite.
Yeah.
And then I showed you the Pagani from inside, like talking about ASMR. It's a very short video. And the third one is the one with Mr. Mansouri. Yeah, amazing person.
Amazing, absolutely. And legacy, that's legacy. That's not just a brand, you know what I mean? It's crazy. What personally motivates you to keep pushing and keep growing in what you're doing? Because technically now, you're in a position where you don't have to keep doing what you're doing. You've got enough of a momentum that you could easily fall into any businesses. Brands will contact you and say, help me grow my business. So what motivates you?
Coming back to the beginning, passion. Yeah. If you are not doing something that you are passionate about, people can notice, by the way, and you will see that you are just acting to love these things that you are posting or whatever it is. I love it. I'm gonna keep posting my whole life. Sorry. So the thing is, don't forget that I post only available cars for sale.
Yeah.
I don't just randomly post stuff because, look, listen. No.
Yeah.
Available cars for sale. And I avoid usually concept cars because concept cars is giving you kind of a delusion of what is expected to be seen. But in reality, we know that concept cars will never come as they are.
Yeah.
A lot of cars, they will be like totally different than what you are seeing. But usually companies are showing kind of their muscles, what they are able to do.
Yeah.
So they show you a couple of years.
Right?
Exactly. They will show you a couple of years before what's coming, and then when the real car will come up, we'll be like, okay. Some concept cars, the idea is to show you what they can, but then they will take a bit of each car and then put it in this new car, and it will be like kind of part of the new DNA. Yeah. So this is how it is.
So if someone sees a video and they love a car, that's literally available in the market. They can buy it. So when it shows the price, they could send a DM and say, I want to buy that car.
Yeah, and by the way, if you notice, I swear I don't care at all about the amount of views, because I noticed also a long time ago, first of all, I'm not a vlogger or influencer. You know this.
Yeah.
Second,
many
videos I posted and they got maybe 20, 30,000 views. But guess what? Same results. Like videos which got 20 or 30 million views.
Yeah.
And this is the thing which is really worth, because at the end of the day, you will pay your rent and employees with real money, not with views and likes. And what do I have out of it if, let's say, 30 million people saw this video, but from a country which is very far from the UAE, and they will not be able to come to check the car, or maybe they don't have the real. They don't have money to buy it even if they are near, but they don't have it. No, but I will be happy to see that the right people saw this video and it brought results, instead of this video went viral and I don't know. People, sure, you will be happy also when a video, let's say, brought more views plus sales, but a lot of views without sales doesn't make any sense.
Vanity, that's what I mentioned at the start, was like value over vanity is what I mentioned. All those words were thought because I was thinking about you as a brand. I was like, if you're the brand, not the car, not the brand, but you're the brands are coming to you, you're promoting certain brands that you like and believe in, which shows the genuinity for people that are following. And always, I've got a friend in London there, he did car rapping called Yanni. He did like millions of views, but eventually he realized the target market was the footballer would come with their cars. Aubameyang came, he did a rap on one of his cars, a Ferrari, then he did another one. Then I took some of that rap, I did a bike, Aubameyang bike. But I watched that journey, and he even said to me, most of my followers can't afford to come to me to rap, because even his PPF and his wrap was more expensive than most other people, and the kind of cars he was doing. But he said, I still like them because they support me in a different way, like you said about the followers. But it's about relevance, and that's what I'm doing. And my social media journey now is very targeted. I'm looking at someone that maybe they hit 1 to 9 million revenue a year in USD, but they don't know how to go beyond that. They need systems, structure, and where I specialize is like how you can put automation in, the right people, caring about your customer. You mentioned today, and a teacher of mine many years ago said, when your staff come into the office, it's like they have a light and it's flashing, but only you should see it. And it says, make me feel special. He said, just make people feel special that you care about and you want around you, and you're going to have the right people. And I remember this 20 years later when I'm now interviewing people and they're 22 years old. I'm thinking I'm almost 45. I have to go back to that day when I was nervous coming in. I want to do sales. And then someone's going to watch this video and say, no, this guy does all this stuff. It looks glamorous, but the hard work behind it only comes from passion. It comes from self-belief. And of course, a loving family that's behind you on your goal, right? Alhamdulillah. For people, the UAE, as we know, is a land of real opportunity, but there's a lot of distraction. So a lot of people come here and they'll rent a nice car for the day. They can't afford it. They go back, they burn money, they party. Other people come and make it a home. We came with wife and kids and we made it home. What's your advice for the new batch of people now coming? Because 2012, I first came here in 98, 99. My brother got married in Abu Dhabi. It was the most glamorous wedding. We had this building with a waterfall inside. I was like, this is amazing. Dubai was 25 years ago. What's your advice now that we're so ahead of the game? When it comes to technology, AI, I'm working in sustainability with the government. I see what's happening. We're so ahead. So it's competitive. And you're in a competitive industry. Cars is competitive as well. So what's your advice for someone that's the 20, 25-year-old version of you coming today in 2026?
If you will do the same what I'm doing, I would suggest always to focus again and again on building a network of the right clientele, what could be the next for you. By the time of AI now, a lot of people don't really know what to do at the moment, because now I don't think I'm gonna get affected, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like kind of scared. They can lose their jobs and I don't know what. I suggest instead of being afraid, because every time something new is coming up, people will get scared and I don't know what. Because a lot of people, by the way, when internet even came, a lot of people will lose their job. And I don't know, when some robots started, also a lot of people lose it. Happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but there is always a way how to benefit.
Yeah.
From it. So instead of being afraid from AI, I suggest you start going. I'm not saying go to universities to study about it, but at least go make some courses to know how you can benefit from it.
Yeah.
And I bet with you that at this time, you will find a way to make money much easier than before because of AI.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna run now and I will be doing my best, but I'm not far. Actually, I'm always surrounded with some nice information about AI. If I will be implementing it in what I'm doing, is something else, but at least I have knowledge about it.
Yeah.
So someone who is coming newly to the UAE, always, I'm not saying follow the trend, but there is some stuff you need to have it. Okay, it's not like kind of, I don't want to, I don't know. Have a knowledge and then see how you can benefit from it. And first, and very important thing is, you are here in a country, alhamdulillah, it's safe and you have everything what you need. Don't try to be, or don't try to make something you think you are smarter than government or whatever it is. So what I mean is follow the rules.
Yeah.
Don't do some stuff where you will be regretting it your whole life. Okay, because some people, they think, oh look, I'm gonna get out of it. Here you cannot do something bad and you think, oh, okay, no one will catch me, or it's very hard for them to catch me. They are gonna catch you.
Yeah.
They are watching everything, and that's why I'm here. By the way, I feel safe.
Yeah.
Follow the rules. It's easy. Just they have for you rules. Follow them.
Yeah.
Okay, you will be happy and safe. Some people, what the reason I'm telling you about it, some people will come for a couple of days to the UAE or 1 week. When it comes to car rental, you just mentioned. I heard just recently one guy came and rented a car and was going from between Dubai and Abu Dhabi and had fines for like around 120,000 dirham in a day. what do you think how this person will look like later on when they would like to come again to the UAE?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me that they will look the same in front of the government for someone who is following the rules and everything? Come on. So this is just a small example. I'm not talking about scammers or something like this. And some people who will come and will go rent a car and start doing a lot of videos in front of the camera, pretending to be the best traders in the world, and invest with me and I don't know what. And at the end, most of them, unfortunately, people will find out with the time that scammers. Most of them. A lot of them are maybe good, but a lot, unfortunately, scammers, and people are losing their money. And do you really think that government will be happy to see these people in front of them again?
So it's really important, actually, the point you've highlighted, because when I came here, someone said to me, if you can get past the first 2 to 3 years and you're still standing and you're growing, you've got past that teething phase. Some people come and think, I'm going to make a quick buck, or, oh, it's tax-free, I can do X, Y, Z. And people come online and sell courses, and I'm a genius, I can help you, give me $20,000, whatever. But the advice, I would also agree with exactly what you say. Live within the parameters. If you don't want to, then live somewhere else, right? There's a big world. But when you come here, if you live within the rule sets that the government has made, my cars, they've never had taken I don't take the key, It's in the car. In fact, one of my old cars, I remember I got paid something around the tune of £10,000. It sat in the glove and I forgot. And maybe 3 weeks later, I was like, where's that money? It's in the glove. But no one would come into my car and try and steal it. I'd really know that. So when I have that peace of mind, personally, I don't mind that I have to live within a rule because I like it. Look, London. I grew up in London. I lived there for many years. The crime now in the streets of London is on another level. You can't take your phone out. Forget wearing a nice watch. You know that a lot of my Dubai friends, they leave the watch in Dubai now. Because when you come out of Harrods and you're walking around Knightsbridge, the criminals, they want to jump on your thing, break this, pull it off and run. Or they take your phone and run. And this is normal. It's not the London I grew up in, by the way, which is much nicer. It's really sad. And that's why coming here, I said for my family, there's a real future. And genuinely, I believe in a real opportunity in UAE. I've gone into IT and into food waste. And these are kind of the sectors I chose for me. And wallah, I've seen the vision. And not just here, even though here is the base, I'm looking into Saudi and we're speaking to the government and in Bahrain, and the region of the Middle East is in 10 years from now, leaders in sustainability, leaders in AI. I was with a guy yesterday, he's doing his army service, local guy. When he's out of army, he wants to sit with me and he's a young guy, he's got this great idea, but he's like, but I said to him, I've got a team in Pakistan. He said, the team has to be here. He's so proud to be from here. He's like, we're going to make this an Emirati product and lead the world. So the next generation want to be leaders. So anyone coming as well, I always say, make friends with people from here as well. Get to know the local guys. Because actually when I came and I got to meet local people, I felt the love. I felt the good energy and welcoming. I went to these... like the majlis. You go to these majlis, right? You sit there, everyone eats together. I always leave feeling so nice, and I'm like, I want to go to more. And on Saturday night, some brothers invited me in the desert. They were going to have a barbecue, maybe some cigars, and just going to have a nice night from 5 p.m. until whenever. And I'm excited because these kind of things, they always make me feel I'm in the best place for me in the world, alhamdulillah. So,
I never felt more home than here, I swear.
Yeah.
I've been to so many places in the world, but here I feel home.
Yeah.
I wasn't born here and I wasn't raised here, but here I feel home. Subhanallah.
It's amazing. Maybe you get asked this a lot, but I have to ask you anyway. Today, I got 2 questions. One, what's your favorite car? Because again, a lot of car enthusiasts. What's your favorite car to drive? Like if you had a track day and you're just going to drive for the day.
Track? No, I'm not the guy for track
not
anymore.
Track day, but what if you want to drive to Jabal Jais to the viewpoint, or you want to go on a drive as a one-off? And what's your everyday favorite that I could own this for 5 years or for 3 years?
Man, there is so many cars, I swear. But let me just randomly, without thinking a lot, because I know if I would be thinking, I have to give you 50 answers. But now I'm in love with the new Pagani Utopia Roadster. Unbelievable. What a beauty. Attention to details, and I don't know what to tell you. It's a piece of art on wheels.
Did Utopia come out after Zonda? Like, is it
Sure. Utopia is the newest one.
Yeah.
So you have Zonda, you have Huayra, and you have now Utopia. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And definitely also for something more daily, I don't know what, 812 GTS from Ferrari.
Yeah.
I would always, forever love this car.
Yeah.
What a nice car. And V12 natural aspirated engine, what do you want more than this?
Yeah.
And Hardtop convertible with one button is open, not soft.
I find it such a hard question for me to ask you because I see some of the cars. There's this really cool Porsche you've been driving around. It's got that wrap on it, that nice color paint on it. You know which I'm talking about. There's one Porsche GT3 RS, I think it was. It's got like a proper body kit on it. And I see all these cars.
GT3 RS, if you would like to drive somewhere on the track, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
GT3 RS, but me, I'm not a person for track.
Yeah.
Or let's say anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not really into speed a lot anymore because I've done a lot. I'm now over 40 and enough is enough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I feel super old, but I had my fun when I was in my 20s and 30s, and that's it. I enjoy more now the feeling of, I don't know, calmness, silence, and I'm not saying that the 812 GTS will be silent, but it's a different experience.
I think that's a
than speeding.
Yeah. It's got aggression, but it's also got sophistication.
Something came now to my mind. Definitely, people will agree with me. The new Aston Martin Vanquish.
Yeah. And even when even if I look at a 2004, 6, 8 Aston Martin, sometimes they're timeless. I could stare at one. I could just stare at that car. But you mentioned the Pagani because in London, there's near Edgware Road, you've got the ring road at the end of Edgware Road where the Dorchester is. And they had a showroom. I don't know if it's still there now, but they had a showroom when I was growing up there. And that was the one showroom I'd go in. It was a Zonda in those days, but I would literally just stand at the glass. I wouldn't even go in. I was like, I don't have the right to go in yet. I'll go in one day. But I would just stand and look at it. Then I bought the Lego version. Then I bought another version. There's something magnificent. I think Lewis Hamilton had a purple one in Monaco. And I remember just seeing the image, and purple's like my favorite color as well. So I was like, what a dream car, mashallah, you know? So you've driven this car, right?
Which one? The Zonda?
The new one.
The Utopia, yes.
Yeah,
but Zonda, one time, not for long, for maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, something like this.
Yeah.
I wish I had more time with it.
Yeah.
And what I want to tell you also something manual, I remember. One of the cars that I used to have, BMW 1M.
Okay.
Something manual, go for this car.
Yeah.
Believe you will love what I'm talking about.
It feels like that's a James Bond car in a way.
1M, no.
No?
No, it's not James Bond car. James Bond car is the Aston Martin Vanquish.
Of course, yeah. That's his
But 1M is more fun. Yeah. This car is, and the weight and everything is matching perfectly.
Yeah. I love it, and I love your passion. Genuinely, like I didn't realize how deep the passion was till today in terms of cars. Because if you have a job and you sell something, you sell technology or you sell whatever it is, that's something that you can do and it will keep you going. But to go through it decade after decade, where I'm not doing this because I have to do it, I enjoy it. And the biggest thing for me, I started designing clothing recently, right? So I'm getting art and I'm working with artists to make some cool T-shirts and hoodies. This is a hobby thing. And while we were doing it, I was thinking, if I want to make something that someone wears it, they feel better about themselves. Same way with the car. You literally, by facilitating that deal, it's their dream. I remember the one dream day I had was I booked the V10, the Audi V10, R8 V10 Plus. So the V10 Plus was coming out in 2017, right? And I was from Cambridge, and I had no money when I was in Cambridge. Like I was literally broke kid growing up in the streets, walking around. I left my mum and dad when I was 11, so I was there as a kid, fixing punctures for £1 each, yeah? So all these years later, I contacted Cambridge, and alhamdulillah, I went in and bought this R8 V10 Plus. My name was there, and that was one of my best days.
V10 Plus modified, that was the one where I did 350 kilometers an hour on Autobahn.
Wow.
2012.
Crazy. Yeah. So the day I bought mine, the guy called me after the showroom and he's like, brother, it's got 0 miles. Don't treat it like this yet. I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to do this today. And I went through some tunnels on the way home. I made some videos. Like I shouldn't have. But yeah, then I had the speed excitement. But my point was that transaction, that guy, the way he actually gave me a lot of love, by the way. And I was asking him a lot of questions about the wheels because you pay all that money. You're like, I'm worried, right? What happens if I scratch the wheel? What about this? What about that? The way he reassured me, the way he checked in with me, by the way. And then I think 8 months later, again, another random, hey, how are you getting on with the car? I said, I'm still in love with it every day, I did a few thousand miles and I was the second car. But those days, I didn't mind if my wife said, I need milk from the shop. I'll go get it. I need bread. I'll go get it. And I'm in the V10, fantastic. So... Yeah, exactly, beautiful. But I found it more stable than the Huracan. I had the Huracan, and I preferred the drive on the Audi. I don't know why. I felt it was more stable to the road, but that's personal choice maybe. Fantastic. Look, I'm very honored that you came on. Wallah, it's been fantastic. I think, sometimes it's hard to understand that the person behind something you build online is really, genuine, hardworking, and has a focus and determination. It's not, I just make cool videos and check out my cool videos and check out these cool cars. There's a strategy to building a success and building a network to have, the right people around you. And I think if you choose a path like what you've chosen, alhamdulillah, Allah Mubarak for your successes as well. But if you choose that path, it's not about a sale and it's not about making a buck. This is not even the point of why you do what you do. I already know this. But it's about building a circle where you can be someone that people trust in and believe in. And they might not even come to you to buy a car, but they might just come to you and say, I'm buying this, I need some advice, and you're going to give it because they're your friend, right? So this is what you're building, and that actually creates a legacy for your future progeny as well. So I pray that whichever that dream car is, that you have your own one that's yours, inshallah, on your driveway. If that's what you want anyway, then that happens. And inshallah, just keep adding value. I love the videos. I'm going to keep tuned in as well. And, I'd love to know from any comments in the video what your thoughts are, what your inspirations are, and what you took. And just remember, success is not built overnight. I'm sitting here now in my near mid-40s. Kareem's in his younger than me, inshallah, but definitely looking younger than me. So we're in an age of our 40s where, we've spent 10, 20 years going through the system to understand, what I've taken from today, value people, value relationships, treat people like a friend and be genuine and give that energy. We were looking at this van once. Naz took us outside of the hotel and he was showing us his Batmobile. But the first thing you did was went and shook his driver's hand. And I still remember that because my dad does the same. My dad was a Ustad, a professor in university in Saudi. But he'd always know who the cleaning guy is, who's the guy who does the photocopying. He knew them by name. And he's like, come to my house after, wash the car, and give him a lot of money for it because he's like, I want to take care of you, You guys are the ones building our country, yeah? And working hard. And some of my business partners in my current business, whenever they go to a hotel, they always know the guard. They always know the lady at reception, the lady who brings you your tea, know their name, talk to them. And I know you've got that kind of energy. So anyone watching, just think about how you treat people around you and never think, I'm bigger than him, he's bigger than me. We're all one level. Yeah, we're all just human beings. So inshallah, we be kind to each other and we aspire to do more in business. Some of these cars we talked about today, I haven't driven a few of them. Now it's on my list to drive them. So, but I like to have a car for a short while and then I move on. I've got my daily and then I'm not like too in that thing at now. Young children, my pivot is now their education, yeah, alhamdulillah. And then inshallah, when they're a bit older, I'm going to go back and spoil myself maybe in a couple of years. Next on my list is I want to have an AMG GT Mercedes. I've never had one of them. I feel like it's underrated for the value. In pounds, 80, 100,000 pounds will get you a nice one. I want to just have one of those and experience it. So that's so Kareem's journey reminds me that success in luxury isn't about cars or properties, lifestyle or watches. It's about relationships and reputation. And it's about relentless execution. From early days of being influenced from parents and from family, traveling around the world from Germany to the UAE, building a personal brand that's now in Dubai, this story proves that authenticity is what scales.